Well, welcome back, everyone, and I hope you enjoy your morning sessions just as much as I did. I sampled the U.S.-Japan Geostrategic Alliance panel that was moderated by my friend Josh Walker at Japan Society, and what I heard were several themes that were echoed throughout the morning and previous sessions yesterday. One was the importance of shared values, what really unites the United States and Japan. And he sees Morita-san talked about how shared values is the reason why the U.S. and Japan were able to overcome the trade friction, the trade wars of the 1980s, unlike the relations with China today. Another one was a proposal put out by one of the panelists, Emma, about the need to really strengthen, build back interparliamentary relations. And for me, what that meant is people-to-people relations. Ambassador Tomita just yesterday at the sponsors dinner talked about how we can do deals, we can make agreements, but really it has to be supported by the people of both nations. And so for me, it underscores the importance of the U.S.-Japan Council's mission of strengthening U.S.-Japan relations at the people-to-people level, getting people to talk to each other, to get to know each other, and then work together to build new leaders and connect them. Now, I'm sure you'll be sharing your different breakout experiences over lunch, but before that, I'd like you to join me in welcoming and for a brief message from our President and CEO, Suzanne Basalla. Now, let me tell you a little bit about Suzanne. She's not just my boss. What many of you may not know is she is the one who, behind the scenes, implemented Ambassador John Roos's wonderful idea of this Tomodachi initiative way back right after the 3/11 nuclear disaster and tragedy in Japan. And she is also the person who helped revitalize the U.S.-Japan Council as she steered it through the most difficult days of the pandemic, enabling, really, basically keeping alive our mission and our organization that Irene Hirano Inoue and Senator Inoue established. So we owe a lot of it to Suzanne Basalla. So please welcome her to the stage.
So good afternoon, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us today, joining us this week. Being part of the program, I have found it so stimulating. I hope you did as well. You know, many companies, organizations, and individuals make USJC a success. And it's my honor now to take the time to acknowledge our top sponsors, starting with our platinum sponsors. Amazon, who generously funds and founded our Climate Sustainability Initiative. American Airlines, whose flights have allowed our far-flung staff to work together, and we're so delighted to all be here together with you. Fabit, which provides support to startup companies, VC groups, and SMEs, and they underwrite our Tokyo operations. And Toyota, which includes the innovators at Toyota, Woven by Toyota, and my alma mater, Toyota Research Institute. I'd also like to thank our title sponsors, our Atani Foundation, Central Pacific Bank, Daikin, Deloitte, EY, Hitachi, Ito-En, KPMG, MUFG, NEC, the NTT Group, Oryx, PXP, Terasaki Nibe Foundation, and the Toshizo Watanabe Foundation. We are truly grateful for all of our sponsors, and a full listing is in your program. And I would just like to take a moment and ask our sponsors who are here, or if you are from a company that sponsors us or an individual sponsor, can you please just stand up so we can acknowledge you? Oh, you're shy. I know there are more here. Please. Yeah. Thank you. We absolutely cannot do it without you. This past year has been, just very exciting for us at the Council, and there's so much that I could talk about, but I won't. I'm just going to pick 3 highlights to talk about. And the first is the GELD. You've already heard a lot about GELD, In March, the 2023 class that Fred is a part of the Japanese American Leadership Delegation traveled to Shizuoka and to Tokyo, and it was the first delegation in 4 years. This program is sponsored by the government of Japan, and it has been since the year 2000 when Irene started the program, and it connects the Japanese American leaders to the top leaders of Japan. We had a chance to meet with the Prime Minister, the Foreign Minister, Ambassador Emmanuel, of course, Taro Kono, who we all enjoy meeting with and getting some karaoke time with, Governor Kawakatsu, Princess Takamoto, members of the Diet. You get the idea. Keidanran, Keizai Yukai, and local community leaders. But for me, it was my first time to obviously be with the JAL delegation. And what was so moving was to hear how the Japanese leaders that I just described told us how much they value, take pride in, and count on the Japanese American community as the connectors between our two countries. So it was a really meaningful trip for me to be part of. This year, we also saw a resumption in our programming for young people, which had started last year, but really picked up this year. And you'll hear more during the program this afternoon from them. Our Tomodachi programs have been supporting cohorts of nursing students, high schoolers, students of sports management, civic engagement, entrepreneurs, and a lot of students who are studying abroad. In addition, our Toshizo Watanabe Scholarship Program continue to support students from Japan and the United States studying in each other's countries. And our Emerging Leaders Program has continued to become integral to the Council's programming and leadership. And then the third area I just want to mention is our Climate and Sustainability Initiative. And this is our second year that we've been really focusing on climate and sustainability. We had a very active, impactful, and engaging set of dialogues and programs. In addition to expert-led webinars, we were able to co-organize with Ambassador Emmanuel a roundtable that directly supported policy that was reflected in the G7 joint statements. It was very exciting to have that direct impact of our convening of business and government leaders and thought leaders and seeing that taken forward in the G7 documents. And just yesterday, we continued that dialogue, as I think you heard about a little bit earlier, on issues like finances and disclosures as how to collaborate in hydrogen. Another area that I want to just mention, because it's so important, is the backbone of USJC is our active and our engaged membership. We have over 850 individual members. They really drive our programming. And I just also want to acknowledge with deep appreciation that this week we've been welcomed by Janet Newsom, Margaret Kaminsky, and their fantastic host committee. And can we just also take a moment to, where's Janet and Margaret? I see Margaret. Where's Janet? Janet? I don't know where Janet is. Well, I want to thank you and your host committee for all your support. And if you see anyone from that group, please thank them. Throughout this week, you should have seen, or throughout today and yesterday, you really should have seen it's our members' ideas, it's their talent, it's their hard work that was on display. All year long, across our regions, throughout many activities, it's this people power that continues to amaze and humble my staff and myself. And finally, I just want to really deeply show my appreciation for the USJC board members who give so much of their time, their talent, and their treasure to the council. And I especially want to thank my board chairs, Kathy Matsui and Susan Morita, who co-chair the U.S. Board of Directors, Ernie Higa, who chairs the U.S. Board of Counselors, Henry Takata, who chairs the Japan Board of Directors, and Scott Sato, who chairs the Japan Board of Counselors, as well as Tom Eno, who chairs our Legacy Council. Given how complex and urgent the geopolitical, economic, environmental, and social challenges we face are, USJC's unique role in the U.S.-Japan relationship is more important than ever. We are a convener, we're a network, and we're a community. We leverage our network to tackle the complex bilateral issues that require collaboration across sectors, generations, cultures, and borders. And then we cultivate this leadership pipeline at many different levels to sustain a dedicated community to do the important work that benefits the U.S.-Japan relationship and the greater good. And I thank you all for being part of our community by joining us today. If you are interested in getting more involved, let us know. And if any of you would like to contribute further to the council, feel free to donate to the council through the QR code that is listed on the card at the table or on the screen. So please enjoy your lunch and your table conversations. We will be actually starting in just a couple minutes after they put out a few more plates. So please just stay at your tables, enjoy your conversations. We have an amazing panel. I'm so excited for our lunch panels, so please look forward to that. Thank you.